Hi, I'm Lin.
And I'm Leo. Welcome back to Yoga with Lin and Leo.
And welcome to our tutorial on Gomukasana.
So next week we're doing a sequence on shoulders generally, and we're bringing Gomukasana into that. But this week it's a tutorial on the full pose, so hopefully you'll be with us. But before we start, we need to tell you about a new project that we've got out, a new ebook that is out on Amazon. So you can get that from Amazon. It costs, I think, $3.99 and...
Yes, or £3.20.
Yeah, but around about that sort of level. And it's yoga for the stressed body. And a lot of our students come to the centre with problems with stress and anxiety. So if that is you, then please do have a look at the book. We will be doing some of the sequences from the book throughout the year.
Yes.
On here. So yes, if you get the book, then have a look at the sequences, and then you can join in the sequences with us later on.
No, that would be great.
And we've got in the description down below, you will see a link to the Amazon site where you can buy that.
Great.
So let's get started.
So on to our tutorial. So it's always a very challenging pose. It's quite grown up because the base is fairly narrow. So we're going to show you a couple of ways of how you can modify this pose. Do practice Gomukasana. It's a really beautiful pose, and it's very good on the thighs. It helps to manipulate the thighs, and it helps to realign all of those thigh fibers. All right, so you start from a kneeling position. So Leo's going to show this now. Oh, equipment.
So we'll need a belt. Here we've got 3 blankets. Now if you don't have 3 blankets, you can always use a couple of foam pads.
Yes, but this is really important, and you'll see why shortly. So keep watching. All right. So we're going to just start in the kneeling position, so you're familiar with this Vajrasana action. Now we come forward so that we can now take the right leg over the left. You can see here. Now this is where it gets really quite narrow. You can see this. You can really squeeze those thighs together. Now, when you sit down, you don't sit down how you would normally just sit back onto your heels. You have to reach those buttock bones further back before you place them down. So you've got to take the time, a little bit of time with this. So you've got to keep going further back, further back. Now, what tends to happen is, as you can see here, is that it's quite difficult to take the buttocks onto the heels without being quite wobbly. So we're just going to show you a way. Now this may seem a bit extreme, but for people who find this very difficult, then you can still get the benefit when you broaden the base. So lifting up, I'm going to put these 3 blankets, and 3 blankets, really good height. This will create the stability of the action, and then you can really find your balance and sit nice and high. So if you are practicing Gomukasana classic pose and you want to improve it, then try and create that space to start with before you start with the arm action. Alright, so Leo's quite comfortable with sitting without these, so we'll do the practice without the blankets, but just to give you an option, you may need just 1 blanket, but several is worth trying. Even if you can do this pose quite well, it's quite nice to have that action. So now we come to the arm action. So we're going to come for Gomukasana, so hopefully you're nice and steady, or you're sitting on your platform, and you're going to take your right arm back. So you take it behind your back and lift your left arm up, so you come into Gomukasana action. So you will really concentrate to keep your balance, keep your front body to back body, and then hook up. Now if that's difficult, have a belt handy, you can always place the belt like this. And now go and push those arms away from each other, and then see that you get that centering at the lower abdomen and lift up through the spine, broaden across the collarbones, and just keep the gaze focused forward. Take a few breaths and then release it. So there are ways of doing it. It's quite challenging to start with. It's a really good way to lengthen those thigh fibres. It's a great way to do that. And then come to the other side. So you're coming forward, you're taking your left leg around, and then see if you can sit back. So you've got to really squeeze those legs together. See that you're centered in the abdomen. Yeah. Get your balance. If you need to put those supports in, put those supports in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Again, do bring this pose into your practice. Such a lovely pose to practice. Okay, so this time taking the arm up the back. Okay, so this time you're taking the left arm up the back and then extending the right arm up. And then see, can you bend the elbow and catch? And then pull on either the belt or those fingers. Keep centered, keep lifting up, keep squeezing in, keep broad, keep focused, keep the focus forward, and breathe. Be there for a few moments. And then release it. So be careful how you come out of this. Come forward. As you can see, Leo's coming out very nice and safely. No jerky actions, no falling to the side. Just coming into a very simple action and then coming to sit.
So it's quite challenging.
It's a challenging action, isn't it?
Yeah. But remember, in any of the balancing poses, don't worry about overbalancing, about not achieving the balance, because we're constantly in a state of stability and instability, and having that conversation between the two, and that's part of your yoga practice.
Yeah, just keep centered and use the props if you need them. Just start the pose, and it's a very dynamic action.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked our video, please click on the like button or subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Namaste.